Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing a review for the Festival of Football players. I think that's what they're called. We're going to go ahead and do a review for most of the players here. We're going to talk about all the specifics now. I did do a review for some of the World Cup players as well, and you guys gotta let me know if you guys want to see World Cup content and what type of content you want to see, because it doesn't really seem like people are too interested in the World Cup content. So we're going to go ahead and do this video and see how it does and see what kind of videos people like to see the most. So this is on the second page right here. So we're going to go ahead and go to the first page because I don't really know exactly how to search for these cards specifically on like Foothead, Footwiz, or Footbin. So I just decided to just go on Foothead to go check it out. So we're going to go ahead and go to Hernandez first, and we're going to see all the specifics with him. So he has 91 pace, so that's a great start for a striker. 88 sprint speed with 93 acceleration. Very nice. He has 85 agility and 71 balance. So his height is 6'1", so not necessarily ideal to have personally. I wish I had my glasses right now because it's kind of hard to see stuff because everything is so bright. I don't know if these websites have a dark mode, but if they did, that would be very, very helpful. But in regards to the card, he has 79 finishing, 78 composure, so his finishing is not terrible. But a player who's 3-star, 3-star, you know, unless you're a fan of Hull Cities or, you know, you're a fan of Uruguay and you want to have like a semi-competent striker up there with Suarez up there as your striker, then that would make sense. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend using him. So Johnson's card, I think Johnson got a few upgrades here and there. So he has 90 pace, 84 dribbling, 74 shooting, 82 passing, 73 physical. So he has 86 acceleration, 92 sprint speed. So not too bad. His acceleration isn't the craziest, but obviously if you give him a hunter card, it would definitely be more preferable. He has 86 positioning, 77 finishing, 77 composure. At least he does have the 4-star weak foot, so that does help. But with the finishing in FIFA, you know, it's still kind of low. But if you, again, he's an American player, so in that regard, because he's American, you might want to use him because of that, right? So in that regard, he's cool, but not necessarily a meta card to use because the finishing will be annoying from time to time. The dribbling will be okay. It'll be okay with his card, so we'll see about that. So we got Corona here, who, as you guys know, is from FC Porto. So with his card, it actually looks pretty cool because he's from Porto, right? So again, if you're a fan of Mexico, you got a Mexican player who's, you know, pretty competent actually. He has 86 composure with 83 finishing. You got 86 pace, 90 dribbling, 80 passing, right? His dribbling on the ball is going to be great. He has a 5-star weak foot with a 4-star skill move, right? High work rates as a right mid. It's actually very nice to have, right? So since his sprint speed is kind of low, he's going to be all about the dribbling, right? So with this card, you know, when the cards are like rated this low, it's best to give them a hunter card. So Corona is a very usable card, of course, if you give him a hunter card, because he does have good finishing. His pace is very good. His dribbling is really, really good because he has 88 balance, 92 agility, while being 5'8". High work rates are nice to have as well if he's playing as a right mid. So a really, really cool card to try out for sure. I don't know if Foothead actually tells you the traits of the cards here. I don't think they do. So the chemistry style, yeah. So they don't. I don't think they actually show you the traits. Traits are very important. So if you could look at the traits of the cards, it'd be very important. I went on Footbin but I couldn't see where they listed each player. So that's why I'm looking on Foothead, because normally with Football when they release cards, they put them all in like this full page, right? But for some reason they didn't really do it, or maybe they did, but I just missed out on it because I honestly couldn't find it. Izquierdo, he has 95 acceleration, 95 sprint speed, so obviously that's amazing. 95 agility, 88 bounce, very usable, very, very usable. Dribbling-wise, he's going to be very nice, but he is 5'7", so take that into account with the low physical. He has 72, is that 72 or 77? See, I don't have my glasses, so I can't see. 77 finishing with 77 composure, so again, not necessarily ideal, but, you know, being from Colombia with someone with pace isn't necessarily a bad thing to have, right? So he'll be somewhat of a fun card to use, but again, the finishing will definitely be a problem from time to time. He does have 4-star skill moves, so in that regard, he'll still be a fun card to use, but a person who is right-footed on the left side when driven shots are probably the most consistent way of scoring, even though finishing in general is very inconsistent. I think the 4-star skill moves, it'll be a fun thing to have, but not necessarily an ideal card to use. The next card we got here is Vargas. Vargas is always a beast for his national for his national team. But for club level, I think this is Tigres, right? Tigres? Yes, Tigres. Um, he has 89 acceleration, 78 sprint speed. So the sprint speed is a little bit low, but the acceleration is nice considering that he does have 90 agility and 86 balance. He has 82 positioning, 81 finishing, 83 shot power. So shooting wise, he's going to be decent because 76 composure is still not great, but the 81 finishing helps it a little bit. But I feel like the composure takes into account more than the finishing because defensive AI is so effective nowadays that because they put so much pressure on your players feel that, and that's why they kind of screw up their finishing attributes more often, right? But he does have a four-star capability where he does have the four-star skill moves, the four-star weak foot, so that's also very nice to have. Dribbling on the ball, he'll be fantastic. The passing with these players, like with most of them, isn't going to be necessarily ideal, but I think if it's like the minimum of like 74, 75, like most passes you should be able to do. It's the high passes that you want to be able to do passes in like angles that you're a little bit more tightened to make certain through balls, so you don't have to take the extra touch, so on and so forth, right? So it looks like a fun card. Four star is a big plus with this card. But the finishing will be low. Physical presence will be low because he is also 5'9". But he'll be a fun card. Again, if you're a fan of Chile's or you're a fan of him because he plays for Tigres. And I was actually confused because I think Gignac plays there too. So I'm assuming they both play there. That's actually interesting that they have both of them as strikers there. I also think that they got Morrison, the guy from West Ham as well. I think he also plays there at Tigres as well. Just gonna drink some coffee, boys. Sorry. But Hutchinson over here looks like a really sick card. So if you're Canadian, obviously, he's literally the only player that we actually have that's decent. But as a defensive player, someone who's playing in the Turkish league and he's from Besiktas with the four-star weak foot, can't really go that wrong with this card because it is a CDM. The most important thing with him is defending, right? So you have to take things into consideration. Would I ever use this card? I wouldn't, but because there's so much things that is just missing with him in the regular version of Ultimate Team. But in this version of Ultimate Team, where defensive stats are very important, physical stats very important. Yeah, a card like Hutchinson, he'll just be a card you use because you're a fan of Besiktas and I think they actually might have better CDMs. Maybe I don't know. I don't actually think they do. In Besiktas, would there be a better CDM? I don't think there is actually. But he has 70 acceleration with 72 sprint speed. Finishing's pretty awful, but at least he has that four-star weak foot, so his passing will be nice to have. But more of a fun card to use, not necessarily an ideal card to use. Dalbert is a really cool card. I'm 100% cool with this card because the biggest thing with fullbacks in FIFA nowadays is honestly the pace. If your players have pace, then most players are usable. Nelson Semedo, Cancelo, Dalbert. Can't believe I can't think of fullbacks right now. Antonio Valencia. Like the players like Luke Shaw and stuff, like they're usable, but they're not necessarily ideal to use in your team, right? So with Dalbert's card, 95 acceleration, 95 sprint speed, 88 agility, 72 balance. So his balance can present to be a problem from time to time, but the agility being so high kind of outweighs the balance a little bit because 5'11" is a little bit tall, but the agility, like I said, will outweigh it a little bit. He has decent shooting stats considering he's a fullback, right? Having finishing stats in every single player on your team is important if you want to be able to do every single thing as you're playing. So for instance, if you're using Dalbert and then you're comparing him to Team of the Year Marcelo, a Team of the Year Marcelo will be able to finish, skill moves, weak foot shot. Like, there's a lot of different things that you'll be missing when you're using certain cards. And that's how FIFA is nowadays, which is a little bit annoying, but it just is what it is. But with Dalbert's card, dribbling-wise, he'll be decent. Moving left and right, he'll be pretty decent because his agility is nice with his acceleration and sprint speed. Sliding tackle and sliding tackle is not necessarily that great, but physical presence, he's actually pretty decent as well. So, but the jumping is kind of poor, so the far post crosses, he might concede those from time to time because of the players that people normally use nowadays, but definitely something that you have to try out. Perotti, I think, got a position change, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's actually a center forward as well. He actually got some really good stat upgrades, to be fair to his card. 87 acceleration, 80 sprint speed, so he's not really much of a runner. Even though he has 84 pace, you would kind of assume, oh, maybe I'll be able to run from time. Not really, right? So with Perotti, If you're a fan of Roma, Argentina, I wouldn't even say Argentina, because in Argentina there's way better players that you can use than Perotti. But if you're a fan of Roma's, it's a cool card to get, right? 72 finishing is very, very bad for someone who is going to be playing as either like a cam or a striker for you. If you wanna be one of those guys that use him as a center mid, then you could totally do that because his work rates are medium high. So this would be a really weird card to try out in FIFA. But if you try him out and he ends up being pretty decent, then why not, right? 72 finishing is low, so most of these cards, if they're attackers, because they're not like the team of the years or the icons, most of these cards you got to give Hunter to. That's like the for sure thing. You need the pace, you need the shooting. The passing stats isn't too relevant to increase, and the dribbling stats isn't too relevant to increase if the players themselves cannot score into the back of the net. So you got to give him a Hunter card. That's a for sure thing. But he looks okay. Muwalid. Actually he looks okay. He looks, considering that he's from Saudi Arabia, I don't think they really have many good players. Let's check actually. So they have maybe some usable players actually. So usable, but 63 pace, that's usable. That is usable. This new card is usable, and I think that's pretty much it. I don't really think they have that many good cards. So being from, he's also from Levante, so he's actually from the Liga Santander, isn't he? Yeah. Well, he's all right then. 78 finishing, 77 composure, 73 positioning. Not necessarily an ideal card. Like most of these cards, they're not like crazy good. It's more like it's cool that they give you these cards if you want to complete the SBCs for the bigger cards, like the Vidals and the Rashfords that we're gonna get into, right? But most of these cards, they're not really gonna be cards. Honestly, Dalbert's probably the only one so far out of all the players that I've reviewed that you're probably gonna see maybe in some people's squads just for fun too. Like he wouldn't even be ideal. Alexandro would probably still be better, even though this has a significant pace upgrade. Yoshida, his pace is just far too low. But if you're a fan of Southampton, I don't think Southampton have that many good players. Let's check. No, they don't. They only have Buffal. Everybody else is pretty bad. Holberg. I don't know how to pronounce the name in Danish. Yeah, everybody else isn't necessarily ideal to use. So yeah, I don't think anybody's really going to be getting or trying out Yoshida. Augsburg, decent card if you're a fan of Augsburg. It's not necessarily a great card. He's got some good stats here and there, but not necessarily. He's going to get bullied like crazy nowadays. Rogic, Celtic, Australia. 4-star is nice. 77 pace, 80 shooting. 80 shooting with 76 finishing and 86 composure. So actually, it's not that bad, right? Shooting stats are okay. Pace is kind of low, but 6'2", being from Australia, also from Celtic. I think Celtic may have two other players because I know that Dembele is in the, yeah, Dembele. And then this guy looks okay. Sliding tackles are good. Marking is terrible though. I don't really know what that would do though. He looks like he used to play for Genoa. That jersey looks like from Genoa. Maybe. His finishing is 62 though. It's pretty awful. What else do we got here? Griffiths, Rogic. Yeah, they don't really have that many players, so if you're a fan of Australia, more than anything, I would say. Shabalaba laba 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 laba. I remember calling this guy this name back in the 2010 World Cup. Good times, man. Good times. This is the dude that scored the first goal of the World Cup. Banger, too, man. Left foot banger, top left cheese. 83 acceleration, 82 sprint speed. Not bad. Left mid player that has 79 finishing with 78 composure. Not bad either. Shooting stats are okay. Dribbling on the ball will actually be pretty good. He has a 4-star skill move, but 2-star weak foot. So imagine he was right-footed, but then that goal he scored was a left foot banger. That would have been funny. Niang looks like a really cool card, though. He looks fun, but then his finishing and composure is low. But, fan of Niang, Senegal. I was gonna say Senegal, but I was like, I don't want to screw it up to offend people. Torino has Bellotti, right? Yeah, Bellotti. This dude too. He doesn't have center mids that don't have defense and physical stats. It's just a big no-no for me. Oh, and Kulu actually looks like he has a nice card. Oh, that's actually a really nice card. And Kulu's card looks good. Silvestri, and Saldi. Oh, and Saldi went to Torino, eh? Interesting. Oh, I didn't even know Bordiso still played. I totally forgot about Bordiso. Bordiso used to play for Inter Milan. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So Niang looks like a really cool card. The finishing and the composure is really low, but 4-star, 4-star, decent at dribbling. Oh, 80, 69 bounce while being 6 foot. Ooh, might not be ideal, to be honest. Iheanacho. 3-star, 3-star, high medium, 90 acceleration, 90 sprint speed, Nigeria. Let's see Nigeria's team. Okay, so they got JJ, the main man, Moses, Musa. Yeah, Nigeria has they have okay players. Midfielders, they have nothing though. They have zero. Oh, and Ndidi. I forgot about Ndidi. Ndidi's one of the big ones. And Ndidi actually might be a really cool card to try out. Medium high, 4-star weak foot. You know, 83 pace, 86 defending. 80, oh, what's your agility and balance, Ndidi? Ooh, we'll look into that card soon. But yeah, Iheanacho, fun if you're a Leicester fan or Nigerian fan. Asaidi. 5-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, not bad. Finishing is 73 with 78 composure, not necessarily ideal. Again, guys, most of these cards, you got to pop a hunter on them. I feel like that's just like the general thing for most of them. Dribbling it'll be okay actually. 79 balance is pretty decent. 5'10", 93 agility will outweigh the balance a little bit, so that's actually nice. Doumbia, if you're a Sporting fan or a Liga NOS fan for that instance, this card will be awesome to use, right? 83 finishing, 4-star, 4-star, 86 composure, 92 acceleration, 94 sprint speed. Dribbling on the ball, he'll take forever because of the agility and balance not being crazy good. But considering that his pace is already kind of up there, you could slap a sniper on him if you really want to, if you want to improve that agility and balance so it doesn't feel too bad. Even though I don't really think it improves by this much, I'd still give him the hunter, to be honest with you, but personal opinion though. Jordan Ayew. Jordan I of the U's. It's not Jordan, it's Andre. Who's Jordan on Ayew? Jordan Ayew is from Marseille, I think, right? Jordan Ayew. Dude, this guy, I swear he used to play for Marseille. He plays for Swansea, so I got that wrong, chat. Not necessarily a great card, though. I mean, he's actually decent. 81 finishing, 85 positioning, 77 composure. It's a usable card. From Ghana. Oh, Ghana has like 2 players, right? Oh, hello. They have Boateng, they have Partey, Asamoah. That's already a freaking solid midfield combo right there. Let's see. Christian Atsu. Okay. Ayew, and then the striker could be Boateng. You know what, dude? For a Senegalese team, not bad, dude. I swear they have good defenders. Do they not have good defenders? I guess not. Maybe they do. I just can't see them. I don't know. Yeah, it'll be a fun card to use if you're a fan. Let's see what else we got here. Couple more dudes here. Masuaku will be a card you'll probably see from time to time as well, because to be fair, his regular version of his card, it's okay. It's not that bad, right? And the regular version isn't even necessarily ideal. It's only, again, the biggest thing is the pace, right? The biggest thing is with the pace with these cards, but you get a significant increase of a +4 with the acceleration sprint speed, which is very nice. Defensive stats, his sign tackle and slide tackle are very good. He is 5'10". Moving left and right will be decent with him, so definitely worth trying out. DR Congo, is he the only one? Ooh, Bakambu. Imagine getting that card. Oh my. Bolassi's card, his finishing is terrible, isn't it? 73 finishing. Wow. His regular must suck then. His regular has 64 finishing. Ugh. Bolassi used to be such a cool card to use back in the day too, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Masuaku, Bakambu, Bolassi, and that's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. And Mbemba, this guy actually might go to Porto. I think he's signing a deal for Porto for 4 years. So I think he's like 23 or something, 1994. So yeah, he's 23, 24. Not bad, not bad. He's got some experience playing the Premier League, so it could be okay for Porto. Might be all right. To be honest, when players go to teams like Porto and they do well for like 2 years, some teams actually buy them for a good significant price. So we'll see how that goes. Matip has a more usable card now, but not necessarily ideal. His pace is still far too low with the agility and balance, in my opinion. But hey, man, if you're a Liverpool fan, can't go wrong. Lindelof has a significantly better card. What did you say it's significant? Let's see the differences. So it's a +4. in the significant differences. 2, 3, 7, 5. The agility and balance increase is a big one, right? So agility being 64 here, but being better here is definitely ideal. So he's got okay defensive stats, good physical stats. He's all right. He's Swedish player. If you're a Swedish fan, okay. Manchester United, they have better center backs. Let's be real. As you get Chris Smalling and Eric buying your team, and you'll definitely be in a better position with those guys. Perez has a usable card, 84 pace, 86 shooting, 87 finishing with 80 composure, 4-star, 4-star. Very nice. Pace is good. Dribbling on the ball will be okay. But he is 5'11", which is kind of tall, but I think I always felt like he was shorter in real life. I guess not though. This guy, this Perez dude deserved a chance at Arsenal. Honestly, he was actually pretty good whenever he played. Definitely deserved a chance. Shatov. So Shatov has 4-star, 4-star, 79 finishing with 81. This guy actually looks sick. And 87 acceleration, 93 sprint speed. Dribbling on the ball will be good. Passing is okay, to be honest. Composure's all right. 4-star weak foot with a 4-star skill move. Being Russian. Krasnodar. Krasnodar has like one more player, don't they? Yeah, Smolov. Krasnodar. Oh, Grankvist. This guy. Oh my god. We have memories of Grankvist just because of his hero card. Just packed him so many times and then trapped. But hey, man, money is money, right? Plays for the Russian league. Russia. Yeah, he's pretty good. It's not too bad. I don't think they have that many. Oh, no, they do. Wow. Hold on. Fernando's really good, by the way. I tried him out. He's pretty sick. Farfan looks all right. 3-star, 3-star, though. It's kind of not the greatest. Promise looks okay. Rago, yeah, they actually have a few good players here and there to try out, so you can make an okay Russian league team to be fair. Let's see what else we got here. Moutinho. So the nice improvement that they did to Moutinho is the physical and defensive stat boost. So that's pretty much it. The pace. Oh, the shooting. Shooting is a +7. What'd you give him +7 shooting for? Let's see. I gave him +7 shooting. If I'm just there you go. 6 finishing, big. Composure, big. Big. Actually, the card's pretty good. It looks usable, for a Portuguese midfielder. Definitely looks usable. High, medium work rates. He looks like fun. Milik, I would never be caught dead with these strikers, right? The slow, physical. Like he's not even physical. He's just not ideal to use at all. Joshua King, is it Joshua King? Joshua, yeah, got it. Norwegian player. 76 composure, 87 finishing, 83 shot power. I've tried out which version? I tried out this one at the beginning of the year. I wasn't a huge fan, but the dribbling increase with the agility and balance might be significant. The finishing might be significant, but he is 3-star, 3-star, so not necessarily ideal to have. Strootman actually got a pretty decent upgrade. In all fairness, they actually made him almost hooligan, except for the pace part. Yeah, he's okay as a CD. If you're using him as a CDM with high work rates, can't really go wrong. He's a player from Roma. Roma, you could actually make a pretty decent team with now. Nangolan, Perez, Florenzi, I think, is in this too. Florenzi, there he is. Florenzi, Kolarov, like they have okay players. Alisson, so you could definitely work with some things there with the Roma team for sure. Ether, they significantly improved, so that's a pretty nice one. +5 shooting, by the ways. 4-star weak foot with 86 finishing, 81 composure. Good shooting stats in general. Pace is pretty decent. Still got to slap a nice little hunter on him. Dribbling on the ball will be decent, being 5'10", but has no physical presence, so could be a problem from time to time. McCarthy will be a fun card. So if you're a fan of Everton's or Republic of Ireland, let's see. David Mahler has his own card. Maguire looks all right. Maguire looks okay. Coleman, I think they downgraded him a little bit. Coleman used to be a really sick ripe. I don't know how he did last year because I didn't really watch Everton too often. But before he got injured, man, he was having a really good season. But sometimes unfortunate things happen, right? McCarthy's regular card, this one, for a beginner. This was like a usable card for a beginner, right? Like obviously he's got stats missing galore, but for a starter card, he wasn't that bad, man. CDM card, Republic of Ireland, Ivory Coast, low. He's okay. They gave him some significant stat boosts, I think. 3, 2, 4. The 4s and 5s in defending is the biggest difference. That's like that those ones are big, but the 2s and 3s. The 3s, I don't know, man. Sometimes I don't notice the 3s here and there. It's hard to say. Goetze's card, no one's going to use Goetze's card. It's just too small. No physical presence, no pace. Just not really ideal. Ben Arfa will be fun. Medium-low work rates, 5-star skill moves. Shooting stats are pretty decent with good composure, good finishing. 4-star, 4-star, 5-star. 5-star skill moves, so that'll be really fun to use. So that looks okay. Lallana didn't upgrade his defensive stats enough. 67 base. Excuse me, chat. Not necessarily ideal to use, in my opinion. Christensen, they gave him a pretty good upgrade, I would say, because he has 64 pace in that one, but in this one he has 74 pace, so it definitely makes him more usable. He is I think Denmark also has Jurgensen. Let's see here. Wow, look at all the guys that have special versions. Okay, so they have Eriksson, Kasper Schmeichel, Was, Braithwaite. I don't even know if Braithwaite went to the World Cup. I have no idea. What else we got here? Christian Benteke, another player wouldn't be caught dead with because just a slow type striker wouldn't necessarily be ideal. But, you know, if you're a fan of his or Crystal Palace, then so be it. The big ones that people want to know is the players like Vidal, Kagawa. Kagawa is irrelevant, let's be real. His shooting's not high enough, his pace is not high enough. But the 4-star will be fun. Dribbling, he'll be really fun at dribbling. 87 finishing with 84 composure. So it's the shot power stuff that he has that he lacks in. Shot power is a very big deal. 64. I hated Mbappe when he had like 77, 78 shot power. So 64 will be really, really annoying, right? Because shot power is really important to do those driven shots, right? But a card like Vidal, right? Let's look at this card. This is a really, really nice center mid card. Oh, even as a CDM, he has high work rates, but he does have a 4-star weak foot, so it's definitely worth trying out. Amazing defensive and physical stats, let's be real. He's a bull, too. Like, he has a physical stature of, like, he just looks like a bull. He looks like his body stature in the game looks like Rooney's. So if Rooney and Vidal have good physical and defensive stats, they'll be really good in the midfield, right? Finishing significantly better, right? Because if you look at this one, his regular rare gold card is a 77 finishing with 86 composure, but this one has 83 finishing with really, really good shot increases with shot power, long shots, so on and so forth. I think he has a long shot trait as well with the 4-star weak foot, so Vidal will be a really fun card to use. If it was me, since his defensive stats are so high up there, I would probably give him a Hunter as well, just to make his finishing as god tier as possible, because his defensive stats are already really nice. But if you notice that you want him to be defensively better, you could still slap a shadow on him and it'll definitely be ideal, because his shooting stats are pretty good. But there's a lot of times where if you're playing him as a right center mid or a left center mid, there's a lot of times where those specific positions, they actually score goals quite often. So definitely worth trying out. Rashford's a big one, right? So Rashford, right off the bat, you could just tell he's going to be amazing, because with Rashford's card, I've used this version of his card, right? And the reason why I didn't like this card is because of the balance, agility with the height. It's very, very noticeable with this card, right? So if you look for Rashford's card on the World Cup mode, which is this one, right? He has very similar agility and balance. And I hate this card in the World Cup mode. I don't like using it at all. A lot of people do like using it, but obviously this is just my opinion, right? But with the stat increases on his SBC, being 85 balance with 98, guys, 98 agility. It's a +8 on the agility. 6'1", 4-star, right? Amazing finishing. Composure is kind of low, considering, you know, the 84s, 85s are god tier, right? But 81 composure is still quite nice. This card's very usable. 73 for a striker, 87 short passing is nice. You know, you've just got a solid card here, and like it's very, very usable, right? The only thing you can't really do too much is 69 jumping with 6'1" height isn't necessarily bad, but who really crosses that much nowadays, right, guys? There's probably a few of you that do, to be fair. NDD, so this card will be really, really good to use. But the only problem with him, obviously, will be the finishing being really low, right? So 59 finishing, no matter what position, if it's a CDM, a fullback, a center back, it's always nice to have, like, I'll show you guys a prime example, right? Like, if you go to Sergio Ramos' card, Sergio Ramos actually has 75 finishing with 98 composure. Every single situation matters in FIFA, right? So if the ball just drops to Ndidi and you want to take a long shot with him, His long shots are an 82, and his shot power is 90, his long shots are 82. His shot power is 92. He's got potential to be okay with the shooting, right? But defensive stats are really, really nice. Physical stats are really nice. He's a big dude, 6'2", with medium high work rate, so he's going to be very, very defensive oriented for you. So if you attack ever with him, comparing him to someone like Bakayoko, to be fair, I think indeed he's definitely going to be better because 39 finishing, you know? But yeah, some really cool cards. I think that this SBC is a really good SBC, to be fair. Like, because if you play drafts, any player that you get in those drafts are valuable because they're doing it for Belgium, Danish, English, French, right? So it doesn't matter which nation you get, even if it's players from Congo, right? You still need it to trade towards certain cards. So it's kind of cool that they're doing SBCs like this. This is actually a really good SBC. I give EA full credit for this. But yeah, that is going to conclude the video for today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did enjoy the video, please drop a thumbs up on it. Definitely helps out the channel a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.